One of my oldest videos is a guide to an extremely simple scythe setup I found that dealt over 80 damage. Here's how it worked. By doing a hard sidelight, which is just to say holding the button down so you send the opponent away from you rather than popping them up, you could cover every single dodge with either a dash neutral light or a dash reverse neutral light. And from there, a nair into Sair was guaranteed, netting you over 50 damage. And then it just became a 50-50 whether or not your opponent jumps. If they don't jump, you do another nair into Sair, and if they do jump, then you just chase dodge nair into Sair. And that dealt over 80 damage from a very basic read. In general, sidelight is your bread and butter grounded move on Scythe, so having such a powerful punish tree from it was brutal. However, there was one main weakness. You could actually bypass the most damaging parts of the string by dashing on the ground instead of dodging, meaning you still had your full dodge on cooldown to escape the next part. But as of this most recent patch, that's not an option anymore. You can no longer dash immediately out of strings or combos, meaning this 80 plus damage Scythe setup covering every single dodge is truly back. At this point, you've probably noticed a couple things. First of all, yeah, I'm sniffly again, I got sick again. It is what it is. But secondly, you probably saw that you don't get the full punish with every single one of those dodge options, and it's really important to understand why. The way that dodge works in Brawlhalla is a little bit complicated, but to put it in very basic terms, if you dodge in the air, your cooldown's gonna be longer, and if your dodge hits the ground, your cooldown is going to be shorter. Or in even simpler terms, if your dodge hits the ground, you can just dodge again sooner, and that's pretty much it. And so if any of these dodges end up hitting the ground that this opponent does, then they can dodge out of the string faster. So you might not be able to get the full 80. Technically it's 82 base damage as of this current patch. That's why it's really important to pay attention to whether or not your opponent hits the ground, because if they do, they can dodge out faster, and maybe you won't get the full combo. Maybe you'll even get punished yourself for going for it. But look at that, I was so far behind, and now all of a sudden this is looking like a game that's fully even. And I got it once again. That damage is brutal. I mean, it's game changing, game saving, game winning even. I feel like I got some good warm-ups, so I'll swap over to ranked after this, but something I wanted to mention is that depending on your character, it's actually even better. I was showing it on Nyx and Mordex on low dex stances, but on higher dex values like Jiro or Mirage, the nair into Sair portion can actually be fully true on its own. I showed it in the previous stock and I hit that, but I'll do another demonstration here if I can. See if I get a dodge read here, maybe. Look at that. They can't escape that. So while Scythe is of course known for its crazy shenanigans, right? Those insane combos that are just custom out of nowhere you've never seen before and all the offstage stuff, some of these more simple things are really quite deadly. I can't believe that worked. I gotta get out of here. Alright, transitioning into ranked now. I don't know who I'm really gonna play. Maybe we'll give Mirage a try. I actually queued into the same player I just played in experimental. What are the odds of that? I don't know, but I do want to see and show off how useful this Scythe combo really is. String, punish, those are more accurate terminology for it, but that's one read. That's what, I guess technically it's two, but I saw them jumping earlier. They're in the deep orange. I don't know how many of these ranked games I'm gonna play because once again I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but the fact that I could show it off immediately I think just goes to show its utility, because there's a lot of dodge setups and reads that rely on really obscure scenarios, but hitting a sidelight on Scythe and then the opponent dodging, that's not obscure by any means. I don't know what I'm doing on this edge guard though. This is way too sloppy. I hit my one thing and it made me happy, and then all of a sudden the game might slip away, so I gotta be careful not to make that happen, and also not ground pound a hammer. Who would ever think that's a good idea? Might as well use her other weapon here too. Do a quick little 1-2. And we're good. I can't believe it actually worked that fast. That is a snub moment for me. Do it now for me. Thank you. Interestingly enough, Scythe actually on paper got nerfed this patch. The downlight has more lag now. They got hit into the weird slant there. Kind of messed up my edge guard a wee bit. That's okay. We'll see if I can read maybe a dodge up from this player, maybe a dodge out. Also, I'm kind of thinking maybe they're not going to dodge immediately. Yeah, so that's the thing. You can also mix things up. You see they landed on the ground there. I didn't think that would clip me, but they landed on the ground, so they got their dodge back faster. You got to be really aware of those things, because clearly I was not enough. That's the other thing with huge damage setups like these. The moment that you land it once, the opponent does not want to get hit by it again, and so all of your other strings and combos become more effective because they might dodge right away, or they might dodge in a different direction in a panic dodge, or they might not dodge at all because they're like, I don't want to get hit by this string. so then you get a few extra hits like I did in that last stock. And then of course, the more damage you build up, the better position you're gonna be in. I'm just gonna end sig. That is the wrong way. I wanted to do it to the left. We could chalk that one up to Meemaw. We could say that was my bad for sure. I actually almost caught that KO. I never know when I'm landing on the stage on this map. Like, these corners are too 3D for me. I want to redeem myself. I'm gonna do a Ensig once again, because this move is a little busted. I should probably talk about it in another video. A little crazy. Something that you should note if you're doing this is the timing for different dodges depends a little bit on your spacing of where you hit the sidelight, because if you hit it super close, it's going to be a little bit different, and if you hit it a little bit further away, you might have to dash for ever so slightly longer. Also, something that I kind of alluded to earlier, though not this specifically, if you hit it, it is going to change how your opponent acts a little bit if they don't want to get hit by it again. I'm playing a different game. So that means something sneaky you could try out is after landing this or going for it or landing half of it, you could do a soft sidelight the next time, and the likelihood that your opponent's gonna panic dodge is pretty high. Because if they're expecting to outmaneuver this dash forward end line after getting sent horizontally, the last thing they're gonna expect is to be popped up right next to you. Maybe not the last thing, but you're basically playing on their expectations to go for something that they don't think is gonna hit them, right? That might kill me. Why are you listening to me, of all people? Honestly, maybe sometimes it's for the best, okay? Because I'm learning as I'm going along, and oh, sorry. So, I'm sorry. Maybe there's value to be found in that one. Okay, a lot of I have IBS. I have an insanely beautiful soul. I don't know what to tell you. Most of the time, I can tell when it's coming up, though. That one was a little. Subscribe now, maybe. No, they're in low health now. Now's my chance to show it off, because I have done the hard sidelight a couple times. If I land a sidelight here, I'm gonna do a soft one. Well, that's a dodge punish. A little bit, tiny little bit of damage there. Even more damage there. Get some more damage here. I thought they might go inward for the thing, but now they're also in the orange, so it's not like I can hit them for a dodge setup anyway. Got a free punish from that one. That's also something to keep in mind. You don't need to punish the dodge itself for it to be a good dodge punish. Sometimes their panic right after is good enough. I bet if I just held back to the stage in the last game, I wouldn't have SD'd. Okay, I'm doing that move in the wrong direction way too much today. But I was trying to chase dodge up, and then holding up, I can't do that the same. Oh, okay, it was close though. It was close. That's my bad. I fear as though I may be committing a series of errors in these here games here, but that's okay. With Spear, I can bait them to come inward and then maybe dare me and then maybe dare me and then please dare me and then... Well, I heard the sound. That's not my fault. This player is not a big dodger, so I'm just gonna wait and do nothing. Sometimes that's all it takes, which means that my setup may be actually more effective if I... Oh, see, they landed on the ground there. Did y'all catch that? Because I caught that and still did nothing about it. Ooh, they'll land on the stage. But at the very least, I didn't get punished, so that's important. That's good. Went off stage there. I didn't quite want that, but that's okay. Yeah, those downlights are a little bit more risky in this current patch. What if I do the same thing? What if I do the same thing this time? It was close. It was close. Almost got the Ensig, still got the KO. That's what matters. One final stock here. Don't think they're gonna do... Yep, you see, they're not really dodging, so I can go for a little bit of a more reset reads would be the term there. I'm really in the red. They're gonna stare. Yeah, and anything will kill me here. Whoops. I thought I had my dodge again, but it turned out I didn't, and that's no good. Ooh, if they landed on the platform there, I was gonna do another one of those down lane to ground pounds. That's some good damage, honestly. Unarmed has some pretty good damage utility. You'll notice I'm in the red here, but I wasn't panicking after those moves there, and I'm just gonna jump up a couple times because Spear can't really KO on the ground, but they can with a falling Sair. I'm gonna do one last game here. That's a dodge down. We all saw that dodge down, right? And in this last game, I'm gonna share a couple things that I feel like are good to share for those of you that make it all the way. Number one, I'm looking now at this point very soon for an editor. I'm gonna be streaming again within the next month or so, and then also looking to collaborate with more people, and those videos I'll definitely want cut down because I can't keep doing everything myself. I can't, it's too much. So that's number one. I guess that's a 2-for-1 deal. Streams coming back, and I'm looking for someone to help me edit these videos down. If you know anyone, if you yourself are someone that's familiar with Brawlhalla, just putting the call out there. I'm throwing up the bat signal right now. The yucky soupy signal right now. But I'm a little bit of a micromanager, so maybe So just like be aware of that, I guess. Next thing is that I'm gonna be out of school pretty soon for the year, and there's the damage. And there's the damage. Look at their health bar. Look at their health bar. That's insane. Which basically means there's gonna be a lot more of egg dupe. Okay, egg stew is coming back. There's some Risk of Rain 2 updates, which means for sure egg stew coming back. All in all, I'm just looking forward to putting out a lot more stuff for y'all. Thanks for sticking around, as I've been a lot more sporadic here. Just a lot of stuff going on in real life, but it should sort itself out pretty soon. Well, I have to sort it out. Okay, bye.